I request Mr. Lovraj, please take the session. Mr.
Okay, sir.
Yashwant
Thank you, sir.
Kumar, on your video one time, we will take the screenshot of the attendance. Yeah, thank you. Please go ahead, Mr. Lovraj.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. So, good evening, everyone. So, last time discussed about brood stock management and hatchery technology. So, this section now discuss about hatcheries. So, hatcheries mean it is a open sea mouth is called as hatchery. So, that's mean the combination of both marine water and sea water, that is called as brackish water, and that place is called as hatchery. So the total hatcheries are classified into two categories, like east coast hatcheries and west coast hatcheries. So in this discuss about first one is east coast hatcheries. So the east coast hatcheries in the first, the Hugli Malta hatchery. So it is also one of the major hatchery in the east coast. And the second one is Mahanadi hatchery. And third one is Godavari and Krishna hatchery. And next one is Kaveri hatchery. So these are the major hatchery systems of east coast. So first of all, discuss about the Hugli Malta hatchery. So the tidal amplitude compared to south is more prevalent in the north, and it is high at Hugli. So it occupies the marshy deltonic area called as Sundarban. So the estuary extends from its mouth up to Nabandap, Nabandap in the north, and bounded on the east by portion of river Ichamati. So uh, the approximate total area of estuary water of Sundarbans is nearly 2,340 kilometer square kilometer. So it is termed as a positive estuary. So of mixohaline type of estuary. The tidal influence is felt up to a distance of 290 kilometers from the sea face. The salinity of variations show a wide range from 0.2% to 31%, 31.6% in different zones. Like high salinity values are recorded during the month of April to May, both in Hugli and Malta, and during April May in the high salinity values are maintained. The productivity in thermoplankton shows a bimodal distribution with one peak during June to August and other during November to February. The diatoms are the dominant phytoplankton and the copepods, the predominant zooplanktons. The fisheries of the estuary have been studied by various workers. It is reported that the fish fauna of the Hooghly Malta estuary is classified into resident and transient or migrants. The resident species of a fish is the one which is represented by some or all size groups during the all the months of the year as occurring in one or the other area of the estuaries. Next, the transient or migratory fishes which are entered and remain in the eatery for short duration only. In general, the eatery serves as a nursery for migrant species, providing spanning grounds. These include Hilsa elisha, Polynemus paradisis, and Thilagonopsis. Uh, the freshwater species which span in saline areas of the estuary are Pangasius, and the prawn species like Macrobrachium rosenbergi. So these are the major some uh, uh, aquatic animals are developed in Hooghly Malta estuary. And also the resident species of the eatery are the especially the mullets, threadfins, and perches, ribbonfish, clupids, catfishes, prawns. So these are also having some different varieties of both finfish and shellfishes. The average annual landing of commercially imported species of the fish and prawn from the eatery indicated 6.5 tons to 110 tons per annum. The most productive area being lower Sundarbans, which contribute 70 to 80 percentage of the total landings. So different types of fishing gears are operated, and the bulk catches are contributed by the bagnet. So bagnet are of varying meshes and sizes and are set against a current in shallows area by fastening the wings to wooden post or bamboo poles driven into the river bottom. So the mouth of the net is kept open by means of bamboo poles. These nets are set in the series in the middle stretch of the Hooghly hatchery. The tidal water flows through the net and a wide variety of fish species are caught. So other types of gates are used in especially purse seine, drip net and lip net, cast net, set gill traps, and hooks and lines about which you will study in subsequent topics. And after coming to the next one is Mahanadi Eachery. So the Mahanadi Eachery is in the Cuttack and Puri district of the state of Orissa. So the Mahanadi Eachery is located in Cuttack and Puri district of the state of Orissa. It drains into the Bay of Bengal. So the tidal effect extend to about 42 kilometers from the mouth of the river. From the mouth of the river, the salinity of the Mahanadi eatery ranges between 0 to 35 ppt, and high salinity is observed during March to June with a peak in month of May. The productivity of the eatery is indicated with bulk occurrence of zooplanktons dominated by marine and brackish-water copepods, followed by rotifers and molluscans and polychaetes. So among phytoplanktons, diatoms are found to be most of the common species. The yield of the eatery based on the commercial landing source, an annual average of 550 tons to 802 tons. So clupids, mullets, and prawns dominate in the fishery. So clupids include Ilsa elisha and Sardinella species. Uh, Sardinella species. And after mullets represented by Miguel cephalus and Miguel cuneus, and these are around 31 percentage of the catching contributing. So 135 to 250 tons. So prawns represented by Penidae and freshwater Macrobrachium rosenbergi contribute 12%, varying from 55 tons to 114 tons. So like these are the some important contribution of Mahanadi Eatery. And after the Eatery of Godavari and Krishna. The Godavari drains as area of 309 square kilometers into the Bay of Bengal in Andhra Pradesh. The Gautami Godavari is also connected to the Kakinada Bay. So the tidal influence of the Godavari extend up to 45 kilometers from the mouth. The salinity fluctuates from traces to 34 percentage with the onset of south west monsoon. Heavy influx of freshwater takes place in the eatery. In the early July, freshwater dominated condition prevails. The condition continues from July to September. Later in October starts the recovery. In the recovery phase, uh, leading to each rain condition. The marine dominated nest. The production of plankton shows a bimodal pattern of distribution. So one of the studies has revealed the phytoplankton attains its peak during March to April and zooplankton during August to January. So zooplankton species belonging to 7 genera of mycetes, 60 species of copepods and amphipods, so siphonophores and ctenophores have been encountered. The fishery of Godavari eatery is dominated by prawns and it is estimated to be about 5,000 tons per year. The main species in order of abundance are Metapeneus monoceras, so Peneus indicus and Peneus monodon, so Metapeneus dobsoni and Metapeneus affinis. Uh, Mullets are reported to form nearly one third of the total fish catch. So dominated by Mygilcephalus. And after coming to the next one is Kaveri Eachery. So the Eachery Kaveri is located in state of Tamil Nadu. So River Kaveri is it deltoic region in Tamil Nadu. So divides into a northern branch, the Coloran and southern branch, the Kaveri proper. So there are a number of species of fishes confined to Kaveri, but the fishery of the eatery as such is very little known. So other see the Tamil Kaveri eatery, and after West Coast eateries. So West Coastal eateries are like Narmada and Tapati eateries and Giari and Monovi eateries. So first of all, discuss about Narmada and Tapati eateries. So the important eateries on the west coast of India are of the rivers Narmada and Tapati. The river Narmada drains into the Gulf of Cambay near Broch. It is 20.8 km wide at the mouth. Ilsa has been reported to form an important fishery in the eatery. And coming to the next one is Jewelry and Mondovi eatery. So these eateries drain into the Arabian Sea through the Marmoga and Aguda Bay. So in the jewelry, the tides are mixed, semi-diurnal type. So the salinity values are ranges from 13 to 45 percentage. The major phytoplanktons show two maxima in a year. So one in pre-monsoon and other in February to April. So copepod dominate most among the zooplanktons. In the Mondovi Eatery, the freshwater discharge continues throughout the year. And after coming to the next one is lakes, like brackish water lakes. So especially the brackish water lakes are two categories, like especially Chilaka Lake and Pulicat Lake. Chilaka Lake in Orissa is a coastal lagoon. So many small lagoons are found a blind eatery mouth. To differentiate it forms such a small lagoons. Chilaka is generally referred to as a lake with it is a large surface area. So Chilka Lake is situated between latitude 90 degrees and 28 and 19 degrees 54 and longitude 85 degrees 5 and 85 degrees 35 on the east coast of India in Puri and Ganjam districts of the state of Orissa. So it is pear shaped and has a water spread of 1906 square kilometers. This lake is connected with Bay of Bengal. This lake is connected with the Bay of Bengal by a long outer channel through a single mouth. The lake receives on its northern side several branches on Mahanadi system. In the main lake, there are number of rocky islands. The outer channel runs parallel to the lake in the sea and separated from the latter by narrow and sandbar. And the Chilka Lake occurrence of planktons are recorded during April to month of August and October to November. The former peak is dominated by phytoplankton, uh, copepods being the main zooplanktons. So 20 species of copepods have been identified, out of which 13 are brackish water species and 7 are marine forms. So benthic fauna like deep sea forms constitute a major biomass represented by foraminifera, so nematodes, polychaetes, copepods, ostracods, isopods, amphipods, so gastropods, and lamellae branches. So algae grow luxuriantly and gracilaria species. The fishery of Silica Lake has been studied since 1948 by various workers. It is estimated that annual average catch of fishes and prawns account for 300 3,500 tons. So prawn domination is followed by mullet, catfishes, clupids, perches, threadfins, and other of abundance. Among among the shrimp species, Penis monodon, the so-called tiger prawn, grows up to 3 mm in Chilka Lake. So the important fish species reported are Metapenis cephalus and Marsolepis, Polynemus, Tetradactylis, and Lattice calcarifer, and Ilsa ilicia. So these are the some important other types of fin fishes. And after uh, crafts and gears used in Chilaka Lake are peculiarly to the area. So net fishing operations are locally known as bahani, which contribute to more than 50% of annual catch. So dragnet, petuna gel, and khadi gel catch come around 30% and gill nets are minjal, bahidajal, borangajal, and molly catch recorded from 5 to 12%. So the species encountered in the net, the catches Miguel, Cephalus, and Macrolepis, Latis calcarifer, and Mistus glio, and Penis indicus. So prawns also caught by trap, and the species caught in order to abundance are Penis indicus. And after coming to the next one is Pulicat Lake. Pulicat Lake. So Pulicat Lake is second largest brackish water lake next to the Chilka Lake. So it is a shallow saltwater lagoon on the Coromandel coast of Andhra Pradesh, which stretches for about 60 km along the coast. It is 5 to 16 kilometers wide. It is situated between latitudes 30 degrees to and 80 degrees. So major part of the lake lies in the Nellore district of Andhra Pradesh, and the rest in the Chengalpet district of Tamil Nadu. The drainage area of the lake is 4,400 square kilometers. Sriharikota, so Venadu and Irakam Islands are within the Pulicat Lake. The tidal influence is only up to a distance of 6 to 10 kilometers from the mouth, and the tidal amplitude is only 30 centimeters. Their seasonal rivers reach freshwater into the lake. There are Aroni at the southern end, Kalangi and its midwestern side, and Swarnamukhi is its northern end. So water flows in these rivers only during the monsoon season from October to December. The phytoplankton consists of both marine and freshwater forms and is dominated by diatoms like Thalesiothrix and Chaetoceros species. Among the zooplanktons, pseudodiatomates and Canthocalanus species, larval forms of polychaetes and crustaceans also encountered. The fisheries of the lake recorded with 65 species of fishes, 65 species of uh, fishes belonging to prawns like Penis indicus, Penis semicilicatus, Penis monodon, and Metapenis monoceras like mullets, clupioids, catfishes, crabs, perches, Belloni informis, and threadfins. The most dominant groups are prawns and mullets. Fishing in the lake is called as Padu system, in which all fishermen in the village get a change to operate the craft and gear. The annual catch from Pulicat Lake is estimated at 1,000 tons. And after Vamban, Vambanad Lake, Vambanad Lake, a brackish water lagoon in Kerala region, it is called the Cochin brackish waters. So Nikanamet Kerala Inlet Sea. So the Vambod Lake covers 80 kilometers in the northwest to the southeast direction from the uh, Monambam district. That's mean Ernakulam. In the north to Alepis in the south. The major portion of the lake is in Kottayam district. So it is width varies from 500 meters to 4 kilometers and depth of 1 meter to 12 meters. The Cochin backwater is connected to the Arabian Sea with a channel of 450 meters width and 5 to 15 meters depth. The Prayer River discharges into the lagoon in the north and river in the central part. The Pamba River drains into the southern part of these backwaters. The bank of the Vambanad are surrounded by evergreen to semi-evergreen forest and coconut plantations. The surface salinity of the Cochin backwater ranges between 1.4 to 33.5%. Phytoplanktons are dominated by diatoms and dinoflagellates. Two peaks are observed, one in June to July after the onset of monsoon, and the second in November and December. Zooplanktons are represented by variety of crustaceans, molluscs, uh, and other typically marine forms. The fishery of these backwaters accounts for an average of 500 tons with Chinese dip nets, stake nets, and boat signs. The major components of the fishery are the prawns represented by the species. So Metapenis dobsoni, so Metapenis monoceras, and the fishes is Metapenis cephalus and Chanochonus lattice calcarifer and Uteroplus ceratensis and catfishes like Trichunus species. So those are the major important characters of Vambanad Lake. Next, coming to the next one is candidate species and their biology, especially in brackish water species. So the first one is milkfish, Chanochonus. Especially the Chanochonus character says milkfish belongs to the family Channade. Body is torpedo shaped, nose scutes along belly. So mouth is small without teeth. So dorsal fin origin from midway with 13 to 17 fin rays. So anal fin close to caudal fin with 9 to 12 rays. So pectoral fin and the pelvic fin with a large axillary scales. Caudal fin deeply forked, lateral line present. So back olive green and side silvery color. So what about distribution of Chanochonus? So Chanochonus, the commonly called as milkfish, is generally distributed in Southeast Asian countries. It occurs in Philippines, Indonesia, India, Taiwan, Thailand, Sri Lanka. In India, it is widely distributed along the coast of Orissa, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Karnataka, and Andaman Nicobar Islands. Milkfish more abundant of the east coast than the west coast. So this milkfish species widely cultured throughout the Southeast Asian countries and to some extent in India. So the adults are large in size, like 1.5 mm and 1.5 kgs body weight, found in the open sea along the reefs. So milkfish tolerate a wide range of salinity and is known to thrive well in salt plain as well as in fresh water. And what about availability of fry stages? Milkfish fry are available from Visakhapatnam southward on the east coast and along the Kerala coast in the west during April to month of June and October to month of December. In Pulicat Lake, the fry are available during March to October near the lake mouth. The most important collection center is Pemban in Tamil Nadu during April to month of June. And what about food and feeding habits of milkfish? In natural water study, it was observed that the newly hatched larvae feed well on rotifers and waterflies and brain shrimp is nothing but Artemia. So juveniles are detritus feeders. So feeding on heliotrophic layer of the bottom sediment consisting of microfauna. Hence, the milkfish are called heliophagus feeders. In the Philippines, in culture ponds, the main food of milkfish is lab. That's mean mixture of cyanobacteria, diatoms, and other invertebrates. The total mixing food is called as lab. In Gulf of Mannar in India, the food of juveniles consists of mycetes, diatoms, copepods, larval bivalves, uh, and trichodesminium. So milkfish are opportunistic uh, generalist depending upon the items prevalent in the habitat. So milkfish readily accept artificial feeds. And what about age and growth of the milkfish? Based on the number of annual rings on the vertebrates, the length attained by milkfish are 748 or 822 and 886 mm in 4, 5, 6 years respectively. The growth of fry is observed to be 0.5 mm per day. So while that juveniles is 7 to 8.7 mm per week. In brackish water ponds in Kakinada, the fish grow to 315, 545, and 710 mm in the first, second, third years respectively. So milkfish can attain a maximum size of 180 centimeters, mean approximately 20 kgs, while the usual size caught in the sea rings from 70 to 100 centimeters. And what about reproduction of milkfish? Sexes are separate. Mature females have extend abdomen. In mature males, the milk ooze by gently brushing the abdomen. The size at first maturity varies from place to place. In India, the size at first maturity is recorded to be 110 centimeters for males and 18 to 114 centimeters for females, while in the Philippines it was reported as 75 centimeters for both the sexes. Reproduction of milkfish in natural water is not clearly understood. The fish has been successfully bred with or without hormonal treatment, first at the Philippines and later the countries Hawaii and Taiwan and Indonesia. Milkfish do not span in freshwater but have been reported to span in hypersaline lagoons in Christmas Islands like Central Pacific area. And what about fecundity of milkfish? The milkfish females weighing 5 to 13 kgs produce 30 kgs, weight weighing from 5 to 13 kgs and produce 1 to 6 million eggs. And what about spanning? Milkfish span is in the sea in clear, clean, warm, especially the temperature of 25 to 30 degrees centigrade, shallow offshore water, over sand and reefs. Spanning probably occurs at night and maybe lunar periodic. And eggs and larvae. Milkfish eggs are pelagic. Incubation of eggs varies from 20 to 30 hours at 26 to 30 degrees centigrade temperature and salinity. So 29 to 34 percentage in Indian milkfish eggs were collected from the Innor Eatery near Chennai. Newly hatched larvae measure about 3.5 mm in total length. 3 days after hatching, the larva starts feeding and the eyes are fully pigmented. So the larvae migrate from the spawning grounds into the inshore water and settle in the mangrove swamps and the lagoons where they metamorphose into fry stage. They stay and grow into juveniles in the mangrove environment. At this stage, the zooplankton feeding larvae become benthic feeding juveniles. And what about life history? The life history of milkfish is a series of migrations. Adult milkfish spawn in the sea and the larvae migrate from spawning grounds to the mangrove swamps and lagoons where they settle and grow as juveniles. Both juveniles and subadults migrate back to the sea. The fate of milkfish adults when they reach sexual maturity in the sea and after their spawning is still to be investigated. So this is the total biology of mullet. And coming to the next one is biology of sea bass. So scientifically called as Lattice calcarifer. And the first one is discuss about characteristics of sea bass. The sea bass belongs to the family Pomidae and the body is elongate and moderately compressed with deeply caudal peduncle. Head is pointed, concave dorsal profile, so becoming convex in front of dorsal fin. Operculum with a small spine serrated above. So mouth is large, the upper jaw extending behind eye. So teeth are villiform, dorsal fin 10 to 11. Anal fin is 7 to 8. Pectoral fin is short, caudal fin is rounded. Scales are large and tenor type of scales. So the organism body color is either olive brown in color or silvery sides and belly and green blue above the silvery below. And what about distribution of sea bass? The lattice calcarifer, properly known as game perch or sea bass, is widely distributed in the tropical and subtropical regions of Asian Pacific countries. It can tolerate wide variations in salinity and temperature and has a fast growth rate. It is cultured in Thailand, Malaysia, Singapore, Indonesia, Taiwan, both in brackish water and freshwater. In India, it is an important estuarine fish, estuarine fish, popularly called baked tea, and is found in both coasts. It is cultured in the traditional culture ponds called berries in West Bengal. It is bred and cultured in the Philippines, Thailand, and Singapore. The maximum length of the species attained is 152 centimeters, and the commercial catches are between 45 to 67 centimeters. And what about life history of sea bass? Sea bass spend most of its growing period in freshwater bodies such as a river and a lake connected to the sea. And adult fishes, like at the age of 3 to 4 years, migrates from the inland waters into seawater. The fish span during the late evening, and spanning is probably periodic. The eggs and hatchlings drift into hatcheries where larval development takes place. The juveniles grow in the estuarine environment. The behavior of the adult fish after spanning is not clearly known. And next one is food and feeding habits. So adults are voracious carnivores while juveniles are omnivores. The stomach content of fish less than 100 length contain diatoms, algae, and animal prey, while fish of 200 size contain 100% of animal prey. So that means small shrimps, crabs, and fishes. And the sex determination. Identification of sexes is difficult except during spanning season. Males have more slender bodies than females. Scales near the cloaca of the males are thicker than in the females. Abdomen of females is more bulging than in males. And maturity. In the early life stage, majority of sea bass appear to be male, but when the fish reach 4 to 6 kgs size, majority of them transform into females. Sea bass is protandrous hermaphrodite. The sea bass mature at an age of about 3 years. The oocyte measures 0.4 to zero point 0.5 in diameter. And the fecundity. So fecundity is dependent upon the size. The fecundity ranges from 2.1 to 7.1 million eggs in fishes of 5.5 to 11 kg size. It is reported that a 12 kg fish contain nearly 7.5 million eggs, while fishing weighing 19 to 20 kgs contain eggs ranging from 8.5 to 17 million. Spanning. Lattice calcarifer is reported to span throughout the year with peak season during April to August in southeastern countries. In Orissa coast, sea bass appear to span twice, once during October to December and another during January to March. The season in uh, 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 Muthpet swamp in Tamil Nadu is reported to be during October to December. and embryonic and larval development. First cleavage occurs 35 minutes after fertilization and the morula stage is reached with 3 hours. Heart starts functioning in about 15 hours and hatching of the larva takes place in about 18 hours after fertilization. In the situation, the required temperature is 28 to 30 degrees centigrade and salinity is 30 to 32 ppt. So newly hatched larvae contain one oil globule at the anterior part of the yolk sac, enabling the larva float. 3 days after hatching, the mouth is formed and larvae start feeding. The larvae grow in about 20 to 30 days. And another one is availability of fry. Fry of Bhakti are available during May to October in Hooghly Malta eatery and during July to August in Chilka Lake mouth. In West Bengal, the fry enter in berries along with the tide. And what about age and growth? In Thailand, the fish is observed to attain a size of 330 grams per 310 mm in 210 days. In brackish-water ponds in India, it is reported that fish reaches a size of 305, 650 and 750 mm in 1 year. And 2.5 and 3.5 years respectively, it is observed to reach the size of 28.7, 49.2, 68.7 and 79.7 centimeters respectively in the first, second, third and fourth years in Chilka Lake. So that is the major characters of lattice calcareous, so commonly called as sea bass. Next, coming to the next one is biology of cultivable crustaceans. So crustaceans mean like shrimp, prawn, crabs and lobsters are called crustaceans, which are cultivated largely. In this section, we will uh, uh, about the biology of different shrimps, crabs being cultured as a vast scale in India. So shrimps an edible crustacean shrimp is considered as a highly valuable commodity. So these are included in the family Peonidae. So first of all, life cycle of shrimp. So the lifespan of peanut shrimp is about 2 years. So adult mature and breed in the sea. Most of the species breed continuously. So mature females simultaneously release eggs from the base of the third walking leg after mating of the male and females. So fertilization is external. These eggs settle at the bottom. The larvae, after hatching, pass through 6 naplia, 3 protozoa, 3 myces, and several post-larval stages. So before attaining juvenile stage, the larvae and juveniles, which can tolerate low salinity, migrate from the sea into backwaters and estuaries, which are used as nursery grounds. The adult migrate from backwaters to the sea for spanning. And food and feeding habits of shrimp. The Napoli do not feed as they possess yolk which they thrive. So when Napoli metamorphose in protozoa, they feed on planktons, especially diatoms. When they metamorphose into post-larval stage, they become carnivorous, feed on copepods, rotifers, brain shrimp, Napoli, and extra. So juvenile shrimp feed on benthic animal, namely polychaeteworms, molluscans, and crustaceans, and fish larvae. When they reach adult stage, shrimp feed on large-sized benthic animals and are generally termed as omnivorous feeders. And molting. Growth of shrimp is through molting. So prior to molting, a layer of new cell is formed underneath the old cell. So during the process of molting, the old cell is cost of post larvae, so may molt daily. So juvenile shrimp may molt between 2 to 7 days. So the molting frequency in adult shrimp may be 15 to 25 days. Maturation and spanning. Males mature uh, earlier than females. So mating takes place between a normal male and a freshly molted female, usually at night. In males, the union of petasma lobes indicate onset of maturity. Spermatophores seen on the base of the walking leg is deposited in the thelycum of female. Eggs are released in the seawater and at the same time, a portion of spermatophores are released from the thelycum. So fertilization is external. The interval between two spanning is 2 months. And coming to the next one is larval stages. The eggs of peanut shrimp hatch out of 8 to 17 hours after they are laid, depending upon the water temperature. The Naplia larvae emerge after hatching. So Naplius mean the larvae is pear-shaped with three pairs of appendages. So Naplia larvae do not feed as they possess yolk which they thrive. The stage uh, lasts for 36 to 48 hours. So protozoa, the larvae has a large carapace, a slender thorax and abdomen, feeds on phytoplankton. So these stages last for 3 days with three substages. Mysis, the larva has well democrated carapace, abdomen and telson. Pleopods are functional. Pleopods are rudimentary. The stage lasts for 3 days with three substages. Post larvae. The larvae measure 3.2 to 5.3 mm in total length and are characterized by the shrimp-like body. So swimming setae on pleopods. Fully developed chelate and first three pairs of walking legs are formed. The larvae are capable of catching small prey with the help of chelate legs. Juvenile. The post larvae transform into juvenile shrimp after going through 20 to 30 successive molds. So that is the major important uh, life cycle characters of shrimp. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Rami, is it any doubts? Are you understand? Yaswant. Hello. Next. Coming to the next one is mud crabs. In India, two species of mud crabs like Scylla transversica and Scylla serrata. So, Scylla transversica is a large species and Scylla serrata is smaller species. Belongs to the family fortunate or caught in the coastal and estuarine waters. So, the characters of Stella trans uh, Bercia. So polygonal markings on walking and swimming legs. So two prominent sharp spines on the outer margin of wrist of clipids. So Sella serrata. So like no polygonal markings. One spine on the outer margin of wrist of cleopods. And what about the distribution? Mud crabs are found in the estuaries, backwaters, brackish water lakes, and mangrove swamps of both the coast of India. The major brackish water areas contributing to the mud crab fishery are Hooghly Malta estuary system, like West Bengal, and Chilka Lake at Orissa, Godavari estuary at Andhra Pradesh, Pulicat Lake, and Muthpet swamp, uh, Kellai backwaters, Chuticorn, all in Tamil Nadu. So Vambanad Lake, Kerala, and Gulf of Kochi, like Gujarat. So these areas are mainly distributed mud crabs. And what about food of mud crabs? So both the species of mud crabs are carnivorous and feed on slow-moving crustaceans like shrimps and crabs, molluscan species, fish, and dead and decayed animal materials. So hence these are also called scavengers. And maturity, sexes are separate. The minimum size at first maturity is 120 per cellular transit berica and 83 per cella serrata. So copulation takes place between a hard male and a freshly moulted female and lasts about 6 to 8 hours. During the act, the male deposits spermatophores in the seminal receptacle of the female. Breeding of mud crabs. When the eggs are ripe, they are fertilized by the stored spermatophores. Later, they are extruded and remain as mass or sponge and attached to their hair-like branches of four pairs of appendages of abdominal flap. So this egg mass is called as berry. The number of eggs berry varies from 2 to 3 million eggs for Cella transqueberica and zero point 0.5 to 2.5 million eggs for Cella serrata. The incubation period of eggs is 2 weeks, during which period the color of the berry changes from orange to brown to black. The mud crabs are continuous breeders. The breeding season varies from place to place. In Tamil Nadu coast, the breeding season is from September to April, while in Andhra coast, it is from October to February and May to June and Orissa coast. It is from November to January and West Bengal and May to August. And what about larval stages of mud crabs? So the larva which emerges from egg is called zoea. So there are five zoeal and one megalopa stages before transforming into first crab stage. The interval between zoea stage is 3 to 4 days, and after the megalopa takes 11 to 12 days to attain the first crab stage. The zoea are carnivores and feed on larvae or adults of zooplankton, including the zoeal stage of their own, exhibiting the existence of cannibalism from larva stage onwards. Mud crabs can tolerate wide variations in salinity conditions. However, the tidal salinity range appears to be 15 to 35 ppt for proper growth and survival. And what about growth of mud crab? The growth of mud crab is through molting, as in case of shrimps. So the juvenile crabs are observed to grow 7 to 12 per month. The maximum size attained by male and female Cella serrata transversaca is 220 like 2 kgs, and 198 for 1.7 kgs, and that Cella serrata is 127 nearly 400 grams, and 124 nearly 350 grams respectively. And the life history of mud crab. Juveniles and adults are found in the backwaters and estuaries, which are the nursery grounds. After attaining maturity, adults migrate from backwaters to the sea for breeding. The larvae mold into megalopa and migrate back to the estuaries, backwaters, and mangrove for feeding. So that is the total life cycle under the larval stages of mud crabs, like Cella serrata. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Ma Yashwant, I will continue next class tomorrow. So network is very slow, very slow.
Yes, sir. Actually,
Is
here is
any
flood-like condition.
okay, okay. So climate changes are
So net,
very poor. So net is very down
yes, sir.
and very slow. Okay. Is there any doubts?
No, sir, no, sir.
Okay, okay. So you have any doubts? Asking tomorrow class.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, Nama. Thank you.